victory. I need a pound on the chest like Tito, man.
I got you. Hey, but the thing is that after you win, you have so much thing in your mind that you want to do. Like I've been practicing this for like the past 3 fights. I haven't done it yet. I've been practicing getting in the rope and saying, this is boxing, this is top rank. I haven't done it yet. It's just so many things.
Is mini Puerto Rico, and boy, did he make them happy and give them something to celebrate, Tim.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
We come out chased by hounds. Round and round we go, wearing a pinche rabbit's foot for luck, just ahead of the fucking hounds. ¿Qué hubo? ¡Ah! ¡Qué vida es! ¡Qué loca vida, home!
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. No hay que... Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
I invite him into the ring, and like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around. We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas.
We come out chased by hounds.
Yo. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. D-Style Boxing here. So listen on archive, hit the like button. All right. Share the video on all your social media platforms. It's been announced. It's Manny Pacquiao lit the match, and the forest was full of gasoline all over the place. So it's going to be spreading like wild fire. Okay, what's going on to round one? Tracy Boxer Girl, Chicano Prophet, A-Rod, all you guys, man. So I don't know if it's official or not. Let me just put that out there. I'm not making an announcement. However, I'm just going by what Manny Pacquiao tweeted out. He also put it on his Instagram. Manny Pacquiao shared the following. Let me share this on my screen for you. Okay. There you go. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. For those who don't have Twitter, you don't have it, but I recommend having Twitter because it's where you're going to get the news faster for boxing news. I'm just letting you guys know right now. He tweeted this poster out. It says PBC pay-per-view, Pacquiao versus Spence, August 21st, 2021, Las Vegas. So there you go. Pacquiao is trending right now on Twitter. Okay, as you can see right there, you see sports trending is right there. He just tweeted this out. Maybe when did he tweet this out? 2:42. Not even 20 minutes ago. It's already trending on Twitter. Okay, this is a little bit of a surprise. I always felt that if Pacquiao was going to fight anybody, it would not be Spence. I think Spence is a big welterweight, a strong welterweight. Spence is in his prime. Pacquiao's not in his prime. Pacquiao's been inactive. He's been more inactive than Spence. Spence just had a fight with Garcia. So, but at the end of the day, hey, if this fight is official, and Manny Pacquiao's not known for, playing around with stuff like this. He's just not. If this fight is official, I'm all for it. I'm definitely all for it, okay? Credit to PBC. The fight will be huge. It's Orlando, and it's announced. We have an Undisputed coming this weekend, and we're kind of down about the Undisputed heavyweight fight not happening, but boom, this is just a little boost that the sport needed, I think. I don't know if Pacquiao was stripped or not of his belt. Does anybody know? Was Manny Pacquiao stripped of the belt? Wasn't Ugas the champion now? make no mistake about it. The WBA will immediately reinstate Manny Pacquiao as a super champion and make this unification, which will, if Spence wins, will have 3 of the belts, or Pacquiao wins, to have 3 of the belts. And once again, Pacquiao, Crawford is kind of left on the wayside. This is a fight that Crawford, I believe, really needed. I think it would have kind of evened the scales a little bit in the welterweight scene. But now with this fight, especially with Pacquiao being the star that he is, it's going to be the highest selling fight that Spence is involved in, and a win over Pacquiao will definitely make him even a bigger star than he is now. So, and it could inch him closer to being the star he wants to be. So I am, without a shadow of a doubt, very, very surprised by this. I thought this was a joke at first, and it might still be a joke. But like I said, I don't think it's I just don't, man, it's not in Manny's character to play around with stuff like this, man. It just isn't. And we have the one and only Chicano motherfucking prophet. Like, hey, how's it going, Chicano?
That's right, man. I'm doing good. I'm also stunned by this news, man. It's a great surprise. Great summer fight for us to be looking forward to, man. And props to the legend, Manny Pacquiao, for still taking on top competition at 42. Truly, truly impressive.
Yo, but be honest. Were you like a little skeptical at first? Did you go check, make sure that's the official count of Manny Pacquiao? Because I know I did.
Oh, definitely. Like, I'm still looking for more confirmation. Like, I still don't know if I quite believe it yet.
Yeah, I don't. I am in utter disbelief, shock, well, whatever you want to say, right? But it's like a good shock, though, right? I mean, look, I know a lot of people are, but he's old, though. Look, if Manny still wants to fight, he's got nothing to lose. A win here will be huge for Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Well, what do you think Manny's chances are here, Chicano?
Well, I agree with you. I think that he does have nothing to lose. And it's like we've said before, we need fighters to pass the torch. And this would be a great way to pass the torch to the next generation. I would have preferred it be with Crawford. But to answer your question, I mean, his odds, I'll say this right now. I still think Pacquiao has faster hands. I still think he has faster legs. He's still got the angles. It's just the age I'm concerned with, But I think hunger-wise, I think they're still both equal. Like, I just wonder about Spence if he's getting Pacquiao at the right time.
Right. Now, I will say, this is a high-profile opponent, kind of a, that young lion, beats that old, that old warrior, you know what I mean? But a lot of times fights like this it's a fight a lot of guys need to get to the next level, kind of like De La Hoya had with an older Chavez, a sharp-born Chavez, but like that win kind of put De La Hoya even higher in the popularity ladder, like Mayweather kind of did with De La Hoya himself, or even Manny Pacquiao against De La Hoya when De La Hoya was the older guy. That helped catapult Manny to new heights in terms of popularity, right?
That's right. I still remember those nights, and it's weird to think about how long Pacquiao has been fighting for. He has the best resume in boxing now that he's active again, and it is time for him to take this on. And if he does somehow win, he will just be cemented up there as he's already a legend, but you can start talking about him as like one of the top best welterweights of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I apologize for that. The office phone was going off. I don't know if you heard it, but hey, shout out to Tony Boswell, man. Appreciate you joining the membership. Remember, guys, you can support Stop Boxing with just 99 cents a month. That's it. Just 99 cents a month collectively could be big. And but even if you can't do that, I understand pressing the like button or just tuning in like you are now, is definitely appreciated and helps the channel a lot. Miguel Mondragon on here, Tony Boswell, Andre Rodriguez. A shout out to all of you, man. And once again, thanks to Tony Boswell. Right, he's now a golden dragon, bro. He's not just a dragon, a golden dragon. You know what I mean? Hey, but do you think we'll see Spence let's say he beats Pacquiao, and then I don't think the Crawford fight's gonna happen. I just don't. And so do you think we'll get the Spence Canelo fight at some point? Because they've already been whispering about it. So do you think we'll get that fight?
If he takes this on Spence's profile is going to increase immediately. And then, I could easily see him moving up, taking care of some business at 154 and 160. And I think that a long-term plan, which actually won't take that long at all, would be to possibly move up and take a Canelo fight at 160. I think it's feasible. It depends on what his team wants and what the PBC's overall plan is and what they think he's capable of. Like, I personally don't think he can beat Canelo. So in my mind, he's got to either be okay with taking the loss or kind of cashing out. Like, I think that would be like maybe a little more of like the end of the road type thing, or, he would lose some luster for sure. And then where does he end up? 154. I think it's a decent division, but I think it's slightly overrated. I would love to see the Bud Crawford fight. I mean, it would be kind of a black eye on his resume if he never got that marquee fight that we all wanted. Like, we talk about people like Pacquiao, Spence versus Pacquiao. Like, Canelo's given us, the fights that we've wanted at least 4 times. Spence has never really given us a fight that we wanted. So if he did leave the division without fighting Bud Crawford, I would be slightly disappointed.
No, yes. But you know what, though? Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe the fight will happen. I heard Joe Habib interview Arum earlier, and he asked him, man, he's like, so when is Crawford going to fight next? Like, he couldn't even finish the word next before Arum cut him off and said, I don't know. I don't know when Crawford's going to fight. Like, this is his promoter, bro. Like, God damn. You think, how hard did he think he tried to get the fight from Crawford? Because I think Crawford needed this fight. He needed this Manny Pacquiao fight. He really did.
Oh, I think so too. And Spence will be holding even more chips, especially if Pacquiao can somehow get his belt back. And, and I've always said that the sanctioning bodies are corrupt, and they might be licking their chops thinking about these sanctioning fees for this potential fight and just kind of put the belt right back on Pacquiao.
Yeah, that's right, man. A lot of people just getting the news. Manny Pacquiao. For those just wondering, by the way, I am not, Chicano's not like announcing the fight. We're just going by Manny Pacquiao tweeting out this poster you see on the screen. Okay, he also put it on Instagram. I haven't checked Facebook, but I'm sure he did there too. What that basically means is that, I think it's very likely. Manny's not known to joke around with stuff like this. He's not a prankster. He's not a Jake Paul. Okay, like, you know what I mean? This is like a really serious post. Now, is it possible that a fan made this and he liked it, so he posted it, Chicano?
That crossed my mind because there's no information about the titles. Although the fact that it has a specific fight date, I did find to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking about that. Where are the title names? Where's WBC? Where's WBA Super? Where's IBF, right? Like, that's what I was thinking. And
that's what I was thinking too, but I do think that Pacquiao would be the one to kind of have that ultimate say as to if the fight's going down. Kind of like how Pacquiao did, how Mayweather did against Pacquiao, where it's like, well, he's going to be the one to reveal it. I think it's one of those things where he could sign the contract and then boom, send out some kind of tweet saying, yes, I'm announcing this. He would, obviously here you could see he is the A side.
Right. That's definitely about that. Let's see. I just had confirmation from In the Ring with Christine. She's out there in Vegas right now, doing reporter work. And she said someone asked Freddie about Spence 10 minutes ago, and he shook his head yes.
Wow, man, that is something.
Right, D-Style's been asking the people out there. I'm trying to search for you guys, but Freddie Rhodes is saying yes, brother.
Yeah. Lance Pugmire says he spoke to Spence's trainer, Derek James. He said that Spence is hitting the bag in preparation for a fight, and if it's Pacquiao, great. So, yeah, it's always been up to Pacquiao in the end. You know what I mean?
Now, I think this reinforces the whole the less you hear about a fight, the more likely it's going to happen. Because we really didn't hear anything about this. We didn't see Pacquiao tweet out that Spence is playing games. We didn't really see any of that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, dude. And it was definitely refreshing, man, instead of hearing about all these months of talks that never go anywhere, just to get a surprise like this. Like, this is a big, big fight. The two big welterweight, high-profile fighters. Like, this is a really good one.
Yeah. I agree. I am in, I don't know if I want to use the word disbelief because nothing is unbelievable, but I feel like the boxing gods threw us a bone because we didn't get undisputed at heavyweight. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, here, you can have this one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of deal, you know what I mean? Like, Manny's like our Pegasus, chosen by the gods to please us, I guess. I don't know. But so I guess if if Canelo plan doesn't happen, right? Like maybe they'll bless us with another good fight. I don't know. Like these undisputed, when they don't happen, I think like something good comes out of it.
Definitely, and Spence continues to raise his profile. Like after this, I mean, there's going to be some buzz about this fight because I think that ESPN and other sport networks will be promoting this fight. It will get some attention. And if Spence does pull this off, he will start becoming a household name. And I don't think that he is yet personally, but Pacquiao is a big name. People still know who he is, and he draws fans. Like he's still fan friendly. Like I got a lot of people who's, when we're talking about like house parties, who are still interested in Pacquiao fighting. Right. And then they happen to hear that he's still fighting, happen to hear that, hey, he still has a belt or he just beat the last guy. Like he's still up there. And novelty is in right now as far as like, old school acts kind of coming back. And he's still like a formidable old school act that's kind of coming back and hasn't really gone anywhere. So I think this is a very sellable fight. I mean, do you have any predictions on early pay-per-views already? What are you thinking?
I think there's 1 million.
I'm thinking that too, man. Like a strong, like at least 800, 900,000 at the very least, man. I think this could sell very well.
Like Spence versus Keith Thurman did like the high 600, like 690,000, I think, something like that, if I remember correctly. Probably reached 700,000. So it's not like that's not out of the question. And I'll tell you, bro, at that time, Manny wasn't really coming off any spectacular performances, which is his name, But like right. A lot of people were really, really impressed with that Keith Thurman performance. Like I picked Manny to win, but I wasn't picking him to drop Thurman and hurt him to the body and almost stop him twice. Like I didn't quite see that happening. You know what I mean? So coming off that, they could really play off of that. Like, hey, man, Manny beat Keith Thurman. That was the last guy that had multiple belts, and so they could really sell that. People were happy with that fight. So at least those 700,000 I could see coming back. And, Spence, he's been doing pay-per-view, man. Maybe it hasn't been the numbers that Pacquiao's doing, but remember, Floyd Mayweather was doing like 300,000-ish before his fight with De La Hoya, and that fight did 2.4 million, more than De La Hoya ever did. So when you have someone that could bring something to the table, and you already have, even though you're the main course, it can definitely help the sales overall. So I see over 1 million for sure. We're in an era where it's easy to buy fights, bro. Like it's easier than ever to buy pay-per-view. So I do think it'll do pretty good numbers, to be honest. And I don't mind it being on pay-per-view. I just don't.
Me either. This is absolutely a pay-per-view fight, and it's a very good fight. And off the top of my head, I have to say I think this is the strongest fight on the calendar as far as I can tell.
Definitely. Some people are saying, man, they're like, I got Pacquiao beating him. You know what I mean? It's not out of the question, Pacquiao winning. I'm just not picking him. I just think Spence is younger. Spence is bigger. Spence is stronger. Spence is he's a pretty solid boxer. He's got, pretty good speed, very good power for the division. I think he's proven he has a good chin. He's taking big shots from Danny Garcia, from Porter. Even Cal Broke clocked him a couple times early in their fight, and he took him very, very well. Like, I don't think I've seen Spence's knees like really ever buckle when he's been caught with big shots. Maybe once, maybe twice, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. So, Pacquiao's going to have a spectacular performance, and even then he may not win. But I don't know, man. If you had to put in a percentage, what percentage chance you get Pacquiao winning this fight?
I agree with what you said. Like on top of that too, I do think Spence has shown that he has grit, a lot of grit, and he has a tank too. And with the Porter fight, we saw him just punch after punch after punch, just keep going, continue to take punches. So if I had to give Pacquiao a percentage shot, I would say 20%, but anything's possible. It is still Manny Pacquiao. He's given us upsets, and it's a very sellable fight. People want to root for Pacquiao. He's a likable guy. I mean, I've gone through many years watching Pacquiao, and there's been, of course, multiple times that I've rooted against him. but I've never disliked him. You know, and I found myself rooting for him in the Keith Thurman fight. So I mean, he's going to be the sentimental favorite in my opinion. And I think that, you know, you've heard Spence, like even he respects Pacquiao. Like I remember back in the day, he was talking like, oh, you know, Pacquiao will fight anybody. Or when he's called him out, he said, oh, it would be my honor to fight you. Like, you know, I'm glad that he's starting to already get the respect that he deserves, because Pacquiao is not going to be around forever. So because of that, I've changed my prediction to 25%.
25%. You know what? That's 25% is a good chance, bro. Like anyone who gambles knows that that's like not that bad. You know what I mean? So I just that sounds about right. I'll give him like 25 to 30% chance to beat Spence. And you never know, like maybe Pacquiao just sees something, you know. But I mean, they're both southpaw, and I just don't. I don't know, you know. Like it's one of those. I never really seen someone like I know Pacquiao is susceptible to a straight right hand. But how will he do against a straight left? I really don't know, right? And then how effective is his left going to be against Spence? So there's some intriguing parts of this, but I do think Pacquiao, if he doesn't get stopped, I mean, I think it'll be like a wide decision for Spence. And after that, hopefully he'll call it a day or something. You know what I mean? No need to fight next week. Hey, yeah, against O'Malley. I can't wait for that one. We'll talk about that, guys, when we get there. But, you know, this is like a big news. Do you want to stop talking about this and talk about O'Malley, you know, Nonito Donaire, Chicano? Or?
No.
But shout out to that fight, though. All that. We'll get to that. We'll talk about that, you know. I said little guys. Chicano ain't into the quote-unquote little guys. But
or the women.
I appreciate the little guys. You know what I mean? Like shout out to the Warriors in the lower weight classes. That's where Manny Pacquiao came from, Chicano. And he came from he's one of those little guys that moved up and started beating up the big guys. What do you think about that?
Hey man, you're absolutely right. But Manny Pacquiao, dude, he's one of a kind. Like I remember the first time I saw him, I was kind of getting back into boxing, and I went over to my granddad's house, and my abuelo and my dad and him were watching the third Pacquiao Morales fight, and that's kind of when I got reacquainted back in boxing. And this guy was just like a whirlwind, you know. My dad was taking the Morales loss pretty hard, you know. But since then, I've been watching him, and you know, he attracts casual fans too along the way. You know, I think at all the house parties I've had, like people know who Pacquiao is. He's a household name. I'm still stunned that he took this fight. Like I don't understand like why he would pick Spence. I mean, let's be honest, Pacquiao had all the options. He could pick and choose who he wanted to fight. Mikey Garcia was an option. But Crawford was an option. He could have fought Ugas. He could have easily just retired too. Like, I'm wondering what his incentive was other than perhaps chasing greatness. Like, I mean, did they just make it too sweet of a deal for him? Like, I'm very curious to why he picked this fight in particular. Like, maybe he does, quote unquote, see something, but I mean, I really don't know what he sees. I mean, you made a lot of good points when breaking down that fight. I think that in the end, you know, Pacquiao might look good for a few rounds, but I just don't think he could sustain that type of offense. And even if he did, he still might be in trouble. Spence is a big dude, man. I mean, we'll see. But like I said, man, I mean, maybe he could surprise us all and just have another, you know, one of those legendary nights, you know.
Let me tell you something. If he goes out there and beats the shit out of Spence and wins that fight, he should just retire right there, bro. You know what I mean? Like there'll be nothing else to add right there. You know what I mean? And like in my opinion. So what's going on, Boxer Girl?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
What's your thoughts on the news?
I think it's pretty dope, actually. I'm not gonna lie. And usually, like I said in the chat, Manny Pacquiao is not known for talking shit. Especially if he posted it on his Instagram and is tweeting it. If this is, you know, his official, whatever, his official, whatchamacallit, you know what I'm trying to say. Oh my God. These are his official, it's his official Instagram and Twitter. So if he's tweeting it, I have a tendency to believe what he's saying. Like I said, he's not known for shit talking as all the other shit talking that has been all over the place. So the Manny Pacquiao, like, doing this, it's like, yeah, he's like, hey, fuck you guys with all your shit talking. This is going to happen. That's how I feel.
Yeah, no doubt. I also think this date right here, it's just something I caught. I could be wrong about this, but this date right here, August 21st, That date wasn't that when supposedly the fight with Fury and AJ was going to happen?
I don't think it was in August. I thought it was.
Was it?
Ooh, I'd have to look that up. I don't remember. They talk so much shit. I just like lost interest. I really did.
Wow. Well, check it out. Look, some people giving them 40% chance to win, 65% chance to win, says JC. It's a 50-50 fight, says Grape Drank. Man, I think you guys are kind of rating it high. Tracy, what chance do you give them to win?
Spence or Pacquiao?
Pacquiao. Pacquiao's the underdog. So.
I think I got Pacquiao at like, I don't know, maybe 70. I don't know.
A 70% chance to win? Wow.
Yeah. He's an OG and he's a strong OG. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what Spence could bring to the table that Manny Pacquiao can't handle. Manny Pacquiao
he could bring youth. How about youth? How about size? How about strength?
Yeah.
Olympic pedigree.
But
good jab.
Manny Pacquiao has a huge resume, huge experience, strength. Except when he fought Marquez, but that was a shocker. But
he's also old though. He's kind of old.
Yeah. I don't know. Is he giving Spence a gift to do this fight? I don't know. Is he passing? I think Chicano said it earlier. Is he passing the torch? Maybe he is. I like it. I like it. So maybe I am a little too generous with the number with Pacquiao, but Spence to me is, his accident. I still feel like he's healed, and I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. I just really am stoked about this because I believe it. I really thought it was Crawford though.
I hear you. Hey, Chicano, Tracy was saying, what does Spence bring to the table? You mentioned the jab. Is there anything else that you feel that Spence brings, especially at this age of Manny Pacquiao, that's a dangerous fight for Pacquiao?
I think he brings like a lot of things that you were already saying, man. I think he brings his size. I think he has natural power. He does have a good fundamentals in general. He's definitely there to be hit though. And the more I think about this fight too, it's like, okay, we are talking about that car crash. Like, to be honest, I did think that he lost rounds to Danny Garcia. I think that he's starting to lack that perhaps killer instinct in a way, or I don't know, maybe we haven't seen enough of the new Spence, in my opinion. His jab didn't look as good to me in that Danny Garcia fight. So I don't know, maybe I'm starting to try to convince myself that Pacquiao has a better chance. I also think that Pacquiao could possibly buy himself some time to rest with his feet. I don't know how good Spence is at chasing somebody around the ring over time. I think a lot of this comes down to just how old Manny Pacquiao is. Like, I would take a 38-year-old Pacquiao over Spence, maybe even a 40-year-old, but we're talking about a 42-year-old who hasn't been in the ring for 2 years. Like, I'm hoping that more people like Tracy Boxer Girl can tell me that Pacquiao can win, because I want to convince myself that Pacquiao has a chance.
That's right. So there's a tweet, guys. Make sure you check out the tweet. Let me tell you something now. I was very surprised to see this revealed out here. It's going to be on pay-per-view, apparently, according to what Manny Pacquiao tweeted. I'll be very, very surprised and shocked if it turns out that he was just playing with us. It's not April 1st, so I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't even know if it's official yet. I don't even know if, maybe he signed the paperwork, but maybe, Spence hasn't signed it yet. I don't know. All right. But we'll see. In fact, let me check Spence's Twitter and all that right now, and maybe PBC and all that, because if they're going to share it, then obviously, you know what I mean? And all that. But let's take a look here. Hey, Tracy, who do you got? Ramirez or Taylor?
Ramirez. I just don't see. I just don't see. I see Ramirez being able to get inside a lot more, and I don't think Taylor is as good inside. of a fighter as a fighter. I know someone just with me yesterday about it, and I was like, well, it is what it is. It's my opinion. Someone's like, he's not really that good on the inside, Ramirez. Like, well, we'll see.
By the way, Coppinger and Benson have tweeted that their sources have confirmed for them whatever for what it's worth. All right.
Oh, if Coppinger said it, then it must be true.
Yeah. Bad Lip Took is tweeting it out that the reported done deal for August, but using quotations. I haven't seen PBC tweet it out though. Oh, never mind, they did just tweet it out. 17 seconds ago, they tweeted it out. So there you go. Yeah. Let me share that with the people. You know what I mean? The people will deserve to see. 17 seconds ago, they made it official, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Yeah. If Eddie Hearn tweeted it, I wouldn't believe it. But this is Manny Pacquiao, and he's an OG. He's a straight up OG. I mean,
there it is.
Taking a fight with a young guy.
Yeah, so 47 seconds ago, fight announcement: Manny Pacquiao and unified welterweight champion Errol Spence are set to fight August 1st in Las Vegas. There it is. There's the hashtag Fox Sports PBC, and it'll be Fox PBC. And let me tell you something. PBC got a lifeline, man. PBC, there was rumors that they were gonna close shop for them. Okay, so Chicano, man, what do you think that this is gonna help PBC? You know, stick around now.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, I mean, they get another shot in the arm. Like, I honestly don't know how they make money in general sometimes when I hear about the numbers and just how long they can continue to stall. Like, I don't know if they're ever going to be, like, in the green. Like, I'm not sure if they're just one of those companies, like a lot of companies these days just kind of run off debt. But I know that this fight in particular will make money. But like I said, man, I'm very curious as to how much they're going to offer Pacquiao for this, like what the split is. Like, I'm not a business guy, and hell, like we were talking about, very refreshing that this fight was just made. We didn't have to hear about the negotiations. But I would be very curious to know how much Manny Pacquiao is expected to make, especially considering he's facing what is probably the toughest challenge at welterweight. I mean, if not, the top two. Like, this is such a stunning development. And one thing that I did see about this post you're bringing up is they're not indicating that Pacquiao is a champion. So it might be that they're rolling that way, or maybe it still remains to be seen. Maybe they're going to work on that in a little bit.
There you go. Hey, Tracy, do you think that this will kind of save PBC from losing that Fox deal?
Yeah, I do, actually. I really do. Kudos to Pacquiao. I think if people aren't going to love this. Finally, we got someone fighting from the PBC. Like, so finally, Spence is going to fight. Now we just need to see Crawford fight. And why don't we find an opponent and put him as the co-main event on this card? I think
Jake Paul. Jake Paul's going to be on the undercard.
Fuck that asshole.
It's going to be Jake Paul against T-style boxing on the undercard.
I think they got us. I think this is good because it's gonna dim the light on this bullshit YouTube fighters, and I like it. I really do. I like it.
Fair enough.
I respect the fuck out of Pacquiao. I mean, who doesn't? Who could sit there and say, I'm not a fan of Pacquiao? What the fuck? Come on, Pacquiao is like an OG. So he's like,
So, I mean, look, obviously part of the deal for Pacquiao was, hey, I'm going to do the announcement, just FYI. Hey, Tracer Girl, before we close it up, can you give us some quick final thoughts before I let you go?
My final thoughts are, this is great news, finally. Legit news, I believe it, and I'm excited about it. And I got Ramirez to win on Saturday.
There we go. Well said. Tracy Boxer Girl.
Thanks for talking to me, guys.
That's right. Hey, Chicano, talk to us, brother. Any final thoughts? And thanks to both of you for joining me, by the way. But give us any final thoughts. Anything else you want to say about this fight, brother?
I just want to say one last time, props to the legend. Manny Pacquiao is absolutely one of a kind, and I think that we should appreciate him in real time while he's still here, because once the legends go away, and we've seen it happen, they really do go away. Like, let's not take for granted that Manny Pacquiao will have a career that ends within a couple years, if not in August. So let's all look forward to it, even if you're rooting for Spence. And even if you got Spence, there's no reason you can't appreciate Manny Pacquiao for what he's done for this sport. Props to the PBC for making this fight happen. And now we have something awesome to look forward to. And even with the Wilder Fury fight, like, happening this summer too, like, this summer is starting to stack up real nice, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Definitely, Chicano. Shout out to Chicano Prophet. All right, hashtag HCP, everybody. Let me tell you, everyone, something before I go, okay? Once again, thank you to Tracy, Box Girl, and Chicano Prophet for joining me. I want to thank everybody here. I have no idea about be doing like a punch-by-punch live commentary for the fight, but I'll probably just watch it as a fan, because that's something I want to start doing, because I'm already talking boxing throughout the week, and I want to, like, the experience of sitting down and having the full fight experience without scoring it, which I enjoy doing too, but I want to experience both things, So I do want to chill, have my beer and all that good stuff, and watch the fight. So that's all I want to say for that. Thank you for everybody that joined, by the way. Big news. If you feel boxing needed some big news, there you go. Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. Let's do it. Okay, I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, Manny never tests himself. If this isn't testing himself, I don't know what is. I have no idea what is. Big news, big deal. This is D-Style boxing. And, people might ask, why are you still here, D-Style? Why are you working so hard, D-Style?
I'm a hard-working man. I wear a steel hard hat. I can ride rope, a hammer and paint, do things with my hands that most men.
That's right, man. Just a hardworking man. I'm just a hardworking man. That's all.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
Hey, keep it boxing, everybody.
Panic causing panic. Got no.